Welcome to the She Invests Intuitively podcast, a Soulful Valley podcast for women who are done dimming their light, done playing small, and ready to rise. Here, we don't chase money. We align with it. We don't listen to market noise. We trust the quiet power of our inner voice. I'm Carey, author, publisher, and intuitive entrepreneur. I turned debt and heartbreak into financial freedom, and now I'm here to remind you, investing in yourself is the most powerful decision you'll ever make. These short, soul-infused episodes and occasional guest conversations with kindred visionaries are your permission slip to move with purpose, lead with intuition, and receive with ease. Let's activate your next level together. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to She Invests Intuitively. I am Carey, and today we step into the chapter where the universe didn't just whisper, it guided, it aligned, it nudged, it placed books, teachers, people, and synchronicities directly in my path, as if it had been planning this moment for years. Where we left off, I was working in the NHS, studying, running a charity, and navigating the beginning stages of my physical and emotional breakdown. And yet, something else was unfolding underneath all of it. A spiritual remembering, a reconnection to something ancient and familiar, a doorway opening. And that doorway began in the most unexpected of places, a village, a mutual friend, and a local author named David Knight. David had just released his book, Pathway. At the time, I had no idea how important this man or his work would become in my life. But Pathway was the catalyst. It cracked something open in me. His words spoke to a part of my soul that had been waiting patiently for someone to say, "Remember who you are." That book led me to more. To Abraham Hicks, the first time I really understood energy, vibration and emotional guidance in language that resonated. To Wayne Dyer, whose gentleness, truth and compassion landed in my heart as if he were teaching directly to me. To the Conversations with God, books which deepened my sense that spirituality wasn't something outside of us but something speaking through us. And then came a moment that shifted everything. I watched the DVD The Secret. People can say what they like about that film, but for me it was a doorway, a remembering, a message that landed at exactly the right frequency. And in that documentary was a voice I recognised, a man whose energy, humour and grounded understanding of manifestation spoke directly to my soul. Dr. Joe Vitale. His presence jumped out at me. His words made sense. His teachings resonated in a way that felt like activation. I devoured his books. I highlighted pages. I reread lines. I absorbed everything. And then, with zero hesitation, I jumped into his online courses, his Law of Attraction Practitioner certification, his deeper training, and every piece of wisdom I could get my hands on. This wasn't just study, it was remembering. Everything I had lived through, the intuitive moments, the spiritual experiences, the dreams, the inner knowing, the childhood sensitivity, the déjà vu, the signs, it all suddenly made sense. The universe had been speaking to me my entire life. I had just never been taught how to listen. What I love most about this chapter is how full circle it truly became. All these years later, David Knight, the author whose book Pathway opened the door to my spiritual expansion, is now an author and poet in my community. One of my favourite spiritual voices ended up in our books, in Soulful Valley, in the space I created long after all these seeds were planted. Destiny doesn't just move forward, it loops back. It reconnects threads you didn't know were connected. It introduces you to people long before you understand why. This season of my life was bursting with synchronicity, repeating numbers, signs on the radio, books falling into my lap, conversations that felt divinely timed, teachers appearing exactly when I needed them, moments where I could almost feel the universe organising my path behind the scenes. And all of it David Knight, Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, Conversations with God, The Secret, and finally, Joe Vitale led me deeper and deeper into my own intuitive understanding. This was the chapter where I realised I wasn't just learning about manifestation. I was remembering how energy works. I was reclaiming abilities I had always had. I was stepping closer to the identity of teacher, guide, healer, and leader, long before I ever formed those words. And that brings me to the intuitive teaching of this episode. Destiny rarely arrives in one moment. It arrives through a sequence, a breadcrumb trail of books, teachers, people and experiences. A series of nudges that don't make sense until you look back and realise they were forming a path the entire time. Every book you read, every conversation that moves you, every person who crosses your path, every intuitive yes, they're all working together in ways you can't see yet. So here is your reflection for today. Which book, teacher or moment from your past may have been a breadcrumb leading you towards your purpose? You might not have seen it then, but now you might recognise the magic. In the next episode, the spiritual signs deepen even further how life continued to guide me, how my intuitive abilities sharpened, and how all these threads began weaving themselves into the future that would eventually become Soulful Valley. Thank you for being here. Thank you for walking this path with me. I am Carey, and this is She Invests Intuitively. Until next time, beautiful soul, follow the breadcrumbs, they always lead somewhere sacred. Thank you for tuning in to She Invests Intuitively. If this episode lit something up inside you, trust it, share it. Take one aligned action before the day ends. Remember, your energy is your currency. Your intuition is your greatest investment strategy. And you are already the woman you've been waiting for. Be sure to subscribe, leave a soulful review, and visit sheinvestsintuitively.com. Here's our disclaimer. The stories and insights shared in this podcast are for inspiration and educational purposes only and are not financial advice. Always trust your intuition and seek professional guidance when needed. When you've finished here, come and join me over on the Soulful Valley podcast, where inspiring authors, healers and visionaries share their journeys of awakening, purpose and transformation. Until next time, keep rising, keep trusting, keep